Hi everyone and welcome back to Maths and Physics with Mr. Simons. It's a lesson on momentum. We're looking at the fourth variation where we give you a graph and you have to answer questions from the graph on momentum. Right, so they say two identical objects P and Q. So object P and Q, what mass of 12 kgs is. So here the mass is 12 kgs, there it's 12 kgs. Are moving side by side with the initial velocity of 5,5 meters per second east on a horizontal surface. The following graph shows the net force experienced by each object respectively during the same time interval. Alright, so there you can see I have F net and time. So I assume you know F net times time gives me change in momentum. There also F net and time. So there my force went from 0 to 15 newtons. And then it stayed 15 newtons from 4 seconds all the way to 10 seconds. Yeah, my force went from 10 newtons to negative 10. And it lasted from 4 all the way to 10 seconds. There it stayed the same. So they say calculate the total impulse experienced by object Q in 10 seconds. So I'm going to use this. Compare without using any calculator the total impulse for object P compared to object Q. Write only greater than, less than, or equal to, and then calculate the final velocity of object Q. Alright, so let's look at the answers. So calculate the total impulse experienced by object Q in 10 seconds. Right, so impulse in this case, as I said, F net times time gives me change in momentum, or also called impulse. So we need to find the area between the graph and the x-axis. Right, so for here, if we look here for this first section up to 2 seconds, I have a triangle. So the area of a triangle, half base times height. The second one there, for the next 2 seconds there, another triangle there, you see it. So therefore another half base times height. And there from 4 to 10 seconds down, I have a rectangle, which is length times breadth. Alright, so for this first one, my base is 2, from 0 to 2. Right, and it started from 10, my height, so 10 times 2 times half. For the second one, 2, right, my perpendicular height there is minus 10 times half, and there from 4 to 10 is 6, right, and from there to there is negative 10. Substitute in, so that gives me 20 and half is 10. Minus 20 and a half gives me negative 10. So 10, negative 10 cancels. So 6 times negative 10 gives me negative 60 Newton seconds, right? So 1 mark there for correct formula, 1 for correct substitution, 1 for correct answer. And remember, if we're taking east as positive, the negative means we are moving west in the opposite direction. So in this case is 60 newtons per second. Right? 5.2, compare without using any calculator total impulse for P with object Q. Write down only greater than. So there it's greater than simply because object P is only positive. It goes up and then across. Object Q goes from the top down into the negative. So it has a positive, a negative side. So therefore they subtract and become less. Now they say we must calculate the final velocity of object Q. We got the impulse as negative 60, right? The mass of both objects were 12, right? And the initial velocity for both objects was 5,5. So using the impulse equation, mvf minus mvi, 12 times final velocity minus 12 times 5,5. There, if I do that 60, that's negative 66. If I take that over, 66 minus 60 would give me 6. 60 divided by 12 would give me half, which is 0,5 meters per second east. Right, so 1 mark for formula, 1 for substituting correctly there, 1 for correct value of impulse, and 1 for correct value of answer with direction. Right, so hope you follow. I wish you nothing but the best. God bless. Bye.